Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Yeah, all right, I'm good. Brother, we're going live in 1 minute. Going now. Going now. Where's our director? Hey, where's our director? Where's Sam? Put the headphones on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. 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 Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Sam, let's go. Sam, let's go. Sam, let's go. Let's go. Check. All good?
Yeah.
Good, Nick?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah, good.
All right, we're good. We got to go. We're ready.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into Cousins Gymnasium. Outside it may be chilly, but here inside, the race for the NESCAC playoffs is just heating up. As we'll see the 17-4 Tufts Jumbos back in action on home court, taking on the 11-9 Amherst Mammoths in one of the NESCAC's oldest and best rivalries. For the Jumbos, the Cousins Hardwood will be a welcome sight after a rough road trip last weekend, but more on that in a second. For now, they're focused on a matchup with an Amherst team for whom every NESCAC game is critical if they want to stay in the hunt for the playoffs. Once again, welcome everybody. I'm Noah Goldstein, joined to my left by the incomparable duo of Harrison Sternberg, Nick Dorr. Guys, as we get late in the season, every game just starts to feel a little bit more important, and this one is no exception. For Tufts, the goal is getting back on track after two rough runs in Connecticut last weekend. Harrison, I know we were all watching those ones closely, but take me through what exactly went wrong for the Jumbos in the games against Wesleyan and Trinity.
Yeah, it was definitely a rough weekend for the Jumbos going through the Connecticut circuit. First, they took on number 1 Wesleyan in the home court. It was a ruckus crowd, really good turnout for the Cardinals there. And, you know, Jumbos played them well the entire game. They led for the majority of the game, actually, until about the 2-minute mark in the second half, where they kind of fell apart a little bit. James Maracus played incredibly well. I think the turning point there was actually Josh Bernstein fouling out. That gave Wesleyan a lot of forward momentum. But if you're a Jumbo fan, you can take away one good thing. We just hung with the #1 basketball team in the country. And to me, that tells me this is still a national championship team with real aspirations to go to Indianapolis in March and compete for a national championship. Trinity, I think you can just sum that one up to stubbing their toe. Sometimes after a devastating loss like that on the back end of a back-to-back, you just, another team gets the best of you. Wesleyan's another great team, number 12 in the country right now. Another team that no one wants to see down the stretch. I'm sure Tufts, next time they play them, if they see them again, will put up a much better fight. But nonetheless, a rough weekend for the Jumbos, and they're going to have to win out and probably win NESCACs if they want to host NCAA Regional.
Yeah, now a couple games left for the Jumbos really to get back on track and prove themselves, finish out strong here in the NESCAC before we go into the playoffs. One of these games will be against the Mammoths here of Amherst, a team that it's been a little bit of an up and down season for them. Right now they're 2-4 in the NESCAC. And Nick, one thing I noticed about this Amherst team is that it's all about spreading the love for them. They're a balanced squad and they have a lot of different players that do a lot of different things.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we see a lot of the teams in the NESCAC have maybe one player or two players that really contribute 15, 20 points a game. Tufts is a little bit that example. Amherst, not so much. They have a lot of different players that will contribute 5, 7, 10, averaging points a game. Their leading scorer is C.J. Mitchell, averaging 11.1 points per game. He's a 5'10 senior from Connecticut. He's currently 6th in the NESCAC in three-point field goal percentage, so expect to see him today shoot from outside of the arc if he can. But other than that, yeah, expect them not to just look at one single threat, but instead look at a bunch of different players.
Yeah, one of those players that I'm looking at for Amherst is Will Scherer, and especially I'm looking at his matchup against Josh Bernstein in the paint. Two big guys, 6'11 and 6'10. And they have some pretty similar stats, guys. I thought, you know, Josh Bernstein, 9.3 points, the Scherer's only 7.3, but they play pretty similarly. They're both big guys trying to look dominant inside. They both grab a bunch of rebounds, and they're both top 2 players in blocks in the NESCAC for sure. It's 2.1 per game. For Bernstein, 2 per game, though Bernstein does have a couple more on the season as well. Both of them are right up there in terms of field goal percentage. For Josh Bernstein, being right up there means being the best in the NESCAC. He's shooting almost 65% from the field. For Will Scherer, 54.5, which is very competitive and leads his team. So guys, now as we get closer to tip-off, I'd like you to share what your score predictions are for this game.
Yeah, you know, I think that while this Amherst record is 11-9, I think this is a better Amherst team than we might be expecting or that their record says. I'm predicting this to be a 9-point spread. I think the score is going to be 74-65 in favor of the Jumbos here in historic Cousins Gymnasium. But that being said, I could even see it being closer than that. I think this could be a ball game.
Yeah, I've got the Jumbos coming out on top as well, 64-57. But we're going to step aside really quickly for the national anthem.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Cousins Gymnasium on the campus of Tufts University in Bedford, Massachusetts, for tonight's New England Small College Athletic Conference matchup featuring the visiting Mammoths of Amherst College and your Tufts Jumbos. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise at the table and remove your caps and face the flag as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem by Tufts first-year volleyball player, Maylin Kamji.
Yeah, and just in case you missed it, that was Tufts volleyball freshman star Maywin Kamji singing the national anthem. I don't know if she's better at volleyball or singing, but she's damn good at both. Back to this game, though, as we see him taking the hardwood. Just to wrap up our score predictions, I've got this one at 80-62 for Tufts. I think Tufts, coming out of a tough one, they want to look to bounce back into this game, and I don't think it'll be particularly close. I think this offense is going to come out hard, and they're going to keep firing basically for all 40 minutes of this one. But for Amherst, you know, it's going to take playing solid defense to stop that.
Yeah, and this Amherst team has a really interesting and kind of well-storied coach in Marlon Spears, entering his 5th season with the Mammoth, 4th as a head coach. He has experience at a variety of Division I basketball schools, including Binghamton, Wagner, High Point, Columbia, Cornell. He was the associate head coach at Columbia, so he's definitely a really well-seasoned coach trying to turn this Mammoth program around.
Starting for the Jumbos, number 2, James Marakis, Josh Bernstein, Dylan Riley, John Medley, and one other, I apologize. Started a little too early here.
Giamessi.
And of course, Scott Giamessi for the Mammoths of Amherst College. We have Chris Hammond, Riker Vance, Mark Garrett, Drew Martin, and Nate Pabis, I believe. JK, scratch that. Will Scherer is starting. It is Mark Garrett, Riker Vance, Chris Hammond, Will Scherer, and Bobby Summers.
Yes, for both teams, I believe the same lineups as they came out last time. For Tufts, that was against Trinity, and for the Mammoths, that was a win at Bowdoin, 59-55. That snapped a 4-game losing streak in the NESCAC. For the Mammoths as well, this will be their 5th straight road game, and then tomorrow wrapping that road stretch off at Conn College, 6 in a row as we get set to tip off here. Scherer tips it, Riley and Scherer fighting for it. Scherer will come up with it, it'll be Mammoth ball. Mark Gerard. Scherer underneath versus Bernstein, this is what we were looking at. Bernstein, good defense, but Jumbo's got the stop in the first possession.
Good hands-up defense from Bernstein there, forcing the contested look.
Riley tried the 3, that one will go. Jumbo's got on the board with their first shot.
Dylan Riley, a grade 3-point shooter. He's got 55 of them this season. No surprises, he'll be looking for those tonight. Make that 56 his total season count.
And for Dylan Riley, that was his 139 3 on the season. That's good for 3rd in the NESCAC. 3-point attempt, excuse me. Gerard working inside, passes it back out. Inside goes Summers, that one's no good. Tough defense in the paint here for the Jumbos early. Marakis, who led the team versus Wesley, and he had 19. Swings to the corner, that's Riley again. Inside to Bernstein, Scherer picks it off easily. Now the Mammoths will go the other way.
Try to get a little inside action. Good defense from Scherer there. He had positioning, leaned a little bit more of a loft on that pass to get it inside to Bernstein.
Yeah, that's a tough battle. That ball, if you're going to try and get it to a marked Josh Bernstein, that's got to go pretty high up in the air. Sure, the Jumbos will adjust as Garrett takes it now.
Inside to Summers again. Back out, that's Hammond. Hammond going inside, 2 players on him. Little floater won't go. Bernstein passes it the other way. Here comes Marakis. 3-on-2 for the Jumbos. He'll swing it to Giamessi inside. That's good.
Giamessi is a weapon in fast break. You don't want to see this guy get downhill because he knows how to finish at the rim.
Comes Mark Gerard. Gerard controlling it up top. He'll swing it to Hammond. Hammond getting a screen from Scherer. Now runs into the corner. Scherer underneath. And there a little more fighting between Scherer and Bernstein. It'll go the other way. They're going to say Scherer took 1 too many steps.
Good defense from Bernstein, playing defense with his feet, not with his hands, able to get into a good position force Scherer into an awkward move and ultimately forcing a turnover.
Yeah, you know, Harrison, I'm not the biggest guy, but I find myself to be a pretty good paint defender because it's all about getting low, playing defense with your feet. I think it's exactly how you set in, and we saw it there from Josh Bernstein.
Yeah, and Bernstein's had foul trouble in the past, so it's very important for him, especially with that loss to Wesleyan. That was a really important point where he fouled out, and Wesleyan was kind of able to take it from there.
3 ball for Riley won't go. Here's Gerard controlling it back up top. Riker Vince, who missed all of the month of December with an injury. He's back now and starting for the Mammoths. And it's CJ Mitchell. Inside to Van Scherer underneath. Fumbled it, blocked by Bernstein. Still going at it. Scherer underneath, that one won't go either. A third try, that's it.
Mammoths finally get on the board there after their third attempt in the paint. Score it now 5-2 for the Jumbos. A decent start for them.
Decent start is right, and they'll try to keep it going here on offense with Riley. So Riley finds Medley in the corner. He'll try one. That falls. Tufts, 2 threes here early by Riley and Medley. It's 8-2.
Yeah, you know, this is a Jumbo squad that is pretty confident shooting from outside of the arc. They have a lot of players that will shoot. They might not make every three, but they'll still look to them as options. And I think that'll be valuable in games like this.
CJ Mitchell tries to floater. That won't go. Scherer controls another rebound. Mitchell back out in the corner, front rim. There, bounced around. I think that went off Maracas' dome piece, perhaps, and it'll stay Amherst ball.
Amherst fans in front of us certainly calling that one to go their direction.
Yeah, and Mitchell leads the team in minutes per game with 32.3, 4 more than the next one. So safe to say he plays a really big role in this Mammoth's offense.
Yeah, Harrison, most definitely. He came off the bench for the last 3, but he's getting right back into it here. There, a turnover, though, for Amherst. Jumbos will go 4-on-1. Jamesi inside. Floater won't go.
Unlucky there. Maracas was going to look for Riley.
Maracas can't find anything.
Corner 3 is not his look. He generally likes the elbow or top of the key 3. That's where he usually has a lot more success.
You know, Maracas, such an engine, usually has it at the top, rarely in the corner at all. Bernstein again gets the best of Scherer. Another block. Make that 2 on the game.
Bernstein on fire defensively.
And one.
And wow from James Maracas.
Maracas off balance. What a finish. Amherst needs to talk it over. Coach Sears.
Yeah, Tufts doing a really good job getting out in transition early. Maracas, and we saw Jamesi earlier, have done a really good job getting down to hill, going straight to the hoop, nothing too fancy, put the ball through the bucket.
Yeah, I think that's something this Jumbo squad does really well. You see often when squads have really, really talented players, they might try and get fancy, and you know, it can often cause them to make mistakes. And I think head coach Brendan Linton has done a good job of this Jumbo squad, knowing that he has talent, but also knowing that when his talent plays simple, they're going to do well, and they're proving that right now.
Yeah, Scott Jamesi is Mr. Fundamental. He truly plays the game the right way, and Coach Linton can count on him from a game-to-game basis. Number 11, Drew Martin, is going to check in for the Mammoths, as Jumbos are a little bit late coming out of the break.
Drew Martin from West Roxbury, Massachusetts, about 40 minutes south here of Tufts. He played 17 minutes in the last one. At Colby, had 1 rebound, 1 steal. Excuse me, that was a couple games ago at Colby.
Jumbo's dropping into a 3-2 high press zone here, trying to catch the Mammoths off guard.
It's looking like it. Elias Chin, who also checked in, having trouble finding a man. He'll swing it to Martin. Chin back up top.
Chin really the only freshman on the Mammoths who sees a lot of the floor.
Yeah, a 21-point game against Williams just recently for the Mammoth squad. Definitely an effective player on the floor.
Maracas going inside, swings it back out. Jamesi, 1 more to Medley. Medley pump fake, now trying to get back inside. Fakes it, goes up with the right. Tough finish, won't go. Rebound controlled by the Mammoths, and they'll go back the other way with Chin.
Bernstein there fought for the board a couple of different times with his hands, just bobbled it in front, couldn't get it down. Jumbos there looked for what could have been 3 different 3 points. Amherst looks for one of their own. Air balls it short.
2 consecutive air balls for the Mammoths, as this Jumbo's defense has been suffocating early.
For Drew Martin, he's only a 10% three-point shooter.
Wow.
Another tough finish inside by Maracas. Jumbo's out to a 10-point lead here inside the first 6 minutes here.
Sneaky move from the Jumbo's leading scorer there. Thought that he would work the ball right back out. Instead, turned around baseline, had the easy lay, caught his defender off guard.
Inside, that's Noah Helmka checked in. Helmka back outside. He'll try a three from the elbow. He got it. Mammoths pick up their first three of the game to get back inside 10. Maracas back of the court. Jumbo's trying to get into a set here. There'll be a back screen for Maracas. He's got it underneath. Looking for options. Now going to try to put it up. Couldn't get anything. Tries it again.
Wow.
That's a nice fader by James Maracas.
That is not as easy as he makes it look. Contested fading away baseline. Can't even use the bank. A very difficult shot made by a very good player.
Really strong move as well. Able to shrug off two defenders and just fade away. Tough shot. Made it look easy though.
A couple of different players checking in for the Jumbos will likely come in soon. Gettings, Wooten, and
Kennelly.
Thank you, appreciate that. Liam Kennelly.
Screen for Mitchell. He'll try it three. That one won't go. Scherer bumps it back out. It'll fall into the hands of Medley, but only for a moment. Mammoths control it back up top with Mitchell.
With those long rebounds, you really want your guards to crash the boards. Mammoths did a really good job with C.J. Mitchell there, staying in the play, not going back down to the defensive end before the ball was controlled.
5 left on the shot clock. Chin looking for a shot, getting inside, stopping. Got a screen from Scherer. That's a good look. Couldn't knock it down. Medley fighting for it. Chin gets it back. Chin got stripped underneath. It'll be Jumbo's ball.
Another good job by the Mammoth guards crashing the boards.
Maracas going back inside. There's a foul. That'll be Noah Helmka, I believe. Or maybe it was called on Martin, excuse me, and that'll be his first.
The Mammoths right now shooting 14% from the fields. The Jumbos shooting 54.
Maracas to the line. He's an 87% free throw shooter. I believe that's good for second in the NESCAC overall.
Averaging a team leading 18.6 points per game. Already on pace to match that. Truly elite scorer that could have played ball wherever he wanted to, and luckily for Tufts, he chose to play here.
You know, Harrison predicted this team can make a deep run in March. Do you think this team will get in trouble if teams we come up against can shut down Maracas and GMSE, or do you think we have enough distributed talent?
Yeah, well, you say that like you can just stop Maracas and GMSE like that.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
No, I've seen nights where Maracas has had kind of off scoring, and you know that's why you're a two-headed monster. GMSE can pick up the scoring. I think that if a team does find a way to shut down GMSE and Maracas, yes, that would pose a problem for the Jumbos, but I really don't see that happening. I haven't seen it happen all year.
Helmka try a three, too strong. Bounces awkwardly. Rebound controlled by the newly checked in Zion Watt, and the Jumbos will go the other way with Kennelly. Bench lineup coming in. GMSE, the only one who stays. The fresh faces are Kennelly, Wooten, Gettings, and Watt.
Another thing that makes GMSE so special is he can run with both units, both the first and second team. I'm sure he could run with the third unit as well if he needed to.
And a great example of that there as he gave a good screen for Wu and found an easy look underneath and converted for 2.
He's a star that fits into almost every scheme, which is what makes him so special.
Mammoths looking to find an answer here on offense. They've only got 5 points so far in the first 8 minutes. Chin looking around. He's guarded by the feisty Liam Kennelly.
Chin's got height on him.
Kennelly picks up a foul for a reach there. He's a really feisty defender, as I said. 32 steals is best on the team this season, and there just got a little overzealous trying to strip that one away from Chin. Mitchell will check out, in will come Bobby Hammond. Excuse me, Bobby Summers. He's averaging 9.8 for the Mammoths.
Yeah, you know, kind of not surprising right now that head coach of the Mammoths, Marlon Sears, is shuffling their offense and defense, obviously shuffling the roster that's on the court, just trying to find out the right combo that works against this Jumbo squad, or honestly, just get anything going on the offense. Currently, they're down 12.
Maybe we'll try to draw something up here. Baseline out. Chin looking around. We'll give it to Helmka.
Nearly a 5-second violation there. Jumbo's really playing good defense here in this first half.
And Amherst struggling to break down this 3-2 defense. They haven't even been able to really find any looks inside like they were at the beginning. Helmka will try a fader from the elbow. Turned into a pass that was finished off by Riker Vance.
Yeah, a bit fortunate for the Mammoths there. Shot missed everything. Fortunate bounce. Good defense from the Jumbos nonetheless.
Wooten get into the elbow. He'll give it up. And Zion Watt will knock it down for 3. The Jumbos knocking down another one. They've been shooting pretty hot from outside here early.
Zion Watt has 9 of those this season before this game, putting it in now.
Getting stripped underneath. That one was kicked up by Vance. Tried to make a heads-up play. That's one part of the body that you can't use too much here in basketball. Jamesi will check out. In will come
That's Bobby Stewart,
Bobby Stewart.
the pass-first center. He'll see some extended playing time today with Quinn Kane, the senior, not suiting up. You can see him at the end of the bench in the all-black tracksuit. We're unsure as to why he's not playing, but Bobby Stewart seems like he's going to take that role for today.
And Stewart, a veteran presence, one of the only seniors on this team. He'll make an impact here tonight. Watt controls it back up top. Canelli back to Watt. He knocks down another one. Absolute string music. Tough shot by Zion Watt. He made it look easy.
Here's that replay for you. Zion Watt just sinking that bucket.
Not an easy shot at all. Contested fadeaway. That's a high-level shot from a high-level player.
Watt feeling it. That's back-to-back threes now. Gerard, tough pass inside, and that's a great find. Mark Gerard to Drew Martin. Little slip pass underneath, and the Jumbos just weren't quite ready for it.
Jumbo's offense starting to find, Mammoth, starting to find a little bit of traction as we reach the 10-minute mark.
Wooten will try a three, front
No.
iron. Canelli bounces back out. Wooten will get a second chance.
Give it to him again. Yes, sir.
Lightning strikes the second time around for Sidney Wooten. It'll be another timeout, and the Jumbos just raining threes from downtown. That's their 5th of the game already. So the Jumbos take a break here. They've been really effective from outside. A team that is shooting 33.2% from three so far this season. So far tonight, though, that's 62.5, a really strong number for the Jumbos.
Jumbos have had a lot of offensive success today, and the first 5 minutes they were doing a really good job of getting out in transition, but after that they've just really been able to stretch the floor really nicely, and honestly a lot of these three-pointers have been uncontested, and the Jumbos have a high caliber offense. Like this team can score at a high level, can score with any team in D3, so you don't want to get into a shootout with the Jumbos because they can knock it down from behind the arc.
And Nick, let's say you're the coach of the Mammoths right now. Your team's down 15 points and you don't really know exactly what to do, but you know you got to come up with something. 17 points actually, even worse. What do you do if you're the coach here?
You know, I think that the Mammoths saw a couple of opportunities in that last 4 or 5 minutes to penetrate the Jumbo's 3-2 zone, slipping under it and into the back, onto the baseline. And I think that that'll be a good spot that they're going to try and work on, especially with players like Wilshire, where they have the height advantage, especially when Bernstein's not on the court. And I think that they'll try and expose that one, and then also just crash the defense and play super effective man-to-man if they can, just to stop the three-point shots from happening.
Linton calling for a high zone press. That was a travel.
Ref didn't see it that way exactly. The Mammoths will retain possession, but the Jumbos really putting on aggressive pressure, trying to put this one away early.
And Linton giving the second unit some extended playing time with the overwhelming success they've had early.
Tough shot from the corner for Hammond, won't go, and Wooten will control it running the other way.
And I think that's the 4th air ball for the Mammoths so far. They're really struggling to get good looks.
Testament to the Jumbo's defense, undoubtedly.
Great
Nice
pass.
slip pass
And
inside
one.
Gettings.
No.
And there, Gerard with a heads-up play. You know he's not going to be able to jump with Gettings. He takes the charge.
I don't know. He might have been in the restricted area. I'd like to see that replay one more time if we can.
We'll take one more look at that, and we'll play ref here for a second. Take a look at Gerard.
Oh, man, he's in the restricted area.
Looked like he might have been inside that D. Again, the ref didn't see it our way, though, and Amherst will have it. Gerard swings it. That's Hammond. Tried getting it to Vance, who fumbled it. He's going up against Gettings. Tough defense.
Good defense. Great defense. Way to keep his hands straight up.
Yeah, I think that's a really spectacular point, especially Linton after the Wesleyan game knows that if this team gets into foul trouble, we're in a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
And I think there you can definitely see, keep the hands up, don't foul, and just play defense in the fundamental way.
Corner three ball again for Watt, that one's off the back iron. Line change coming back in for the Jumbos. It'll be Jamesi, Riley, Medley, and Maracas next time around.
I'd imagine they'll keep either Gettings or Stewart in. It seems like they're giving Bernstein an extended rest.
Well, they're going to need somebody to match up against Scherer, who's back on the court now. He's a tough presence inside. Hammond trying to swing it back out. He got tripped up on the baseline.
Watt, looks like Zion Watt took a little bit of a shot to the face there. He's kind of wincing a little bit. He'll sub out and get a chance to breathe for a second. Though,
Spoke too soon.
Leaving Watt out there
oh
for
wow,
now,
yeah, they're gonna
despite
go
the pain.
small.
So, Harrison, when the Jumbos run a lineup like this, who's playing the 5 inside?
You gotta put, it seems like they have Riley on him right now, but that's because they're in a zone. I think if you're in a man-to-man, you're gonna put
Probably
Jamesi on because
Jamesi.
he's the most physical. But in a zone, you can afford to go small, have a higher caliber offense just because a 3-2 zone does such a good job of denying the ball inside.
That time, though, the Mammoths did a good job of finding the sweet spot as Vance was able to knock down a little 10-footer. Coming the other way is Maracas. He gets a screen from Jamesi. Jamesi will try a 3-ball. That one
No.
was tipped.
That's a great block from Scherer there and a tough matchup for GMSE.
Will Scherer, once again, he leads the team in blocks. Good defense there by Watt, using his hands well, and he got the tip, but they're going to say he took the last touch as well. Mammoths will keep it. Checking back in is Helmka, and taking a break will be Vance, who just scored on the last possession. Helmka tries a little one from the elbow. He got it. Straight off the bench. Noah Helmka knocking one down.
No hesitation on the pull there. We've seen that a couple of times from Helmka. Just definitely a confident shooter, and that's what you want, especially coming off the bench. You can't be afraid to pull it.
A player that's definitely been super impactful. Last year had 22 points against Rhode Island College. James Maracas adds to the total for the Jumbos there. As
The ref's going to sort this one out. I think he made a good call there, saying that Summers jumped with it, never dribbled it. It was a travel.
Mammoths going into their own zone press, trying to mimic the winning ways of the Jumbos right now. As Bernstein checks back in and the Jumbos are back to their starting 5 with 6 minutes to go in the first half, up 15.
It'll be Maracas on the elbow. He'll get inside to Jamesi. He likes this matchup. Going at Helmka. Inside, tough move. He got the hook shot to go.
Unguardable. Jumbos are going to drop back into a man defense here after spinning in the 3-2 zone for about the last 10 minutes of game time.
Chris Hammond moving a lot right now for the Mammoths. Seen him slide along the baseline a couple of different times. There he was changing the Jumbos offense, sitting on that right side corner. And Scott Giamessi definitely panicked a little bit. The Mammoths able to put points in on that one as the Jumbos come back down the floor.
A really good job by Gerard to control it up top, take a couple screens, and then get the look he was looking for inside. Medley thought about a stepping. Instead of passing to Jamesi. He got it to go, and we'll hear another whistle as the Jumbos extend their lead, up 18 now. 6 minutes left to go here in the first.
That's 3 timeouts called in the first 14 minutes. Rarely ever do you see that in NESCAC play. Coach Marlon Sears, no hesitation pulling the trigger on a timeout.
Well, I think Sears definitely doesn't want it to get out of hand here too early.
Yeah.
If it hasn't yet already, the Jumbos are shooting on fire, 6 of 11 from 3. That's 54.6%, and they're shooting 13 of 21 overall. A great margin, 61. That's about 15% higher than their usual tally of 47.3 from the field.
Yeah, for sure. The rebounding game, though, a little more equal right now. 13 rebounds for the Mammoths, 12 for the Jumbos. Maybe the height of the Mammoths compensating for that one. Obviously, on the offensive side of things, Jumbos do appear to be well on top of it. An 18-point lead, 6 minutes remaining in this first quarter, first half.
You guys were talking about that two-headed duo of Maracas and Jamesi, and it's been in full effect here today. Both players with 9 points, and both players getting basically whatever they want inside. Especially, we saw Jamesi going hard at Helmka there, but it's been the same for Maracas. Even as a guard, he's been able to get inside and finish with relative ease on this Amherst man-to-man defense, really exploiting the matchups the Jumbos are.
Yeah, and that's part of what makes Maracas such an offensive weapon. His finesse around the rim is unprecedented in a guard, and he can finish through contact and among the big men. So he really stretches the floor in the sense that he can drive. And if you're a guard defending him, you can't just count on him to take the three, because if you do, he's gonna blow right by you.
Back over to Summers. That one got tipped. They'll say it went off his leg. It'll be Jumbo ball.
Great defense there, forcing the pressure on the baseline. As a defender, you always want to use the baseline as kind of like another defender. They can't go there, you know, so you're pressing them into the baseline. They're feeling the pressure. That always puts the offensive player in a difficult spot.
Amherst putting on a high press, just trying to make sure that the Jumbos can't get comfortable here. It'll be Medley controlling it up top, one-on-one with Gerard. He
Riley
swings
in
a
the
corner
corner.
3 ball.
Good luck.
Just couldn't find the bottom for Dylan Riley. Now Chin will come the other way.
Yeah, it was great movement from Riley there, able to put himself in a good spot. Little unlucky the shot doesn't fall.
Chin, jab step, tough defense by Maracas. Still working inside his chin. He'll try a little fader, rims out, rebound Riley. Jumbos will push it.
Good defense there from Maracas. His defensive game has really evolved throughout the season.
And if James Maracas doesn't play in anything today, he's been playing strong, both on offense and defense. Really just not afraid of the contact. There he put his body into Chin, and we've seen it on offense too, just going at defenders, trying to get and assert himself here in this one.
Yeah, anybody that tells you basketball is not a contact sport, they're definitely lying. Basketball in the NESCAC is 100% a contact sport.
No better example of contact than what we've seen so far between Scherer and Bernstein. They fought for it there. Now Gerard, a nice little step inside.
Sweet move from Gerard. He's really done a good job of keeping the Mammoths in the game as he kind of stepped through past Maracas. He's really quick. Probably has something on Maracas that Maracas kind of lacks in his game, that quickness.
Bernstein wants it inside. He got it inside, but Amherst crashes well. Gerard again able to punch that one out. He leads the team in steals. That was his 42nd on the season.
Bit of an unwise pass there, passing into a triple team, puts Bernstein in a difficult spot, and especially if you hold the ball down low, those sneaky guards are always going to go for those steals.
Yeah, especially there when they're playing in that sort of man, sort of zone. It's easy for it to collapse on you.
Scherer gets it inside. Couldn't finish the layup, though.
Refs letting these guys play through heavy contact early.
Most definitely. Inside Maracas, he fought for the contact.
Speaking of contact.
Whistle has to blow there, much to the dismay of the Amherst fans right below us.
Very vocal Amherst fans.
Maracas will go back to the line. He's 1 for 2, split a pair earlier tonight.
I will say, maybe it's just the games that I've commentated, but I feel like the most vocal fans always sit right in front of us.
Yeah, well, they know where we're at, where we are.
They want the world to hear their opinions, and we're the best way, I guess. Maracas, first one to go.
Maracas and GMSC both with 9 points. That was Maracas' 10th on the day.
Maracas, a 87% free throw shooter, 2 for 3 from the line today.
3 for 4 now, and Maracas up to 11. Good for him, as he's only been averaging 8.6 over the last 3 for the Jumbos leading scorer. Good to get back on track. Already looking to have a good scoring performance tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, I think that lower average is testament to the 2 teams that the Jumbos went up against last weekend. Both spectacular teams, and both teams that knew shut down Maracas, shut down GMSC to the best of your ability, and this Jumbos team might struggle a little bit on the offensive side, which they definitely did against the Bantams, and not entirely did against the Cardinals, but took 2 losses to their rap sheet nonetheless.
An incredibly strong defensive possession there from John Medley. He was able to get his hand up.
Extra pass, Riley, tough shot, he canned it.
That was really cheeky from GMSC there. Snake-eyed the defender, flicks it, and Dylan Riley sinks that one.
This is a Jumbos team that likes to play team basketball. They're not afraid to make the extra pass. In fact, they love making the extra pass, and we saw it there. Summers getting inside to Helmka. Couldn't get it over the outstretched arms of Bernstein, though. Maracas. He knocks it down. String music again. Whistle sounds again.
Another
This Jumbo's
timeout.
team on fire.
Another timeout called for the Mammoths.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much that you can do if you're Marlon Sears when we're shooting upwards of 50, maybe even upwards of 60% from the three-point line. There's not much you can do defensively. That was not even bad defense from the Mammoths there. Maracas is just feeling it. So is Jamesi, so is Wooten, so is basically everyone on this roster.
Funny to have one of those nights where definitely I think this Jumbo squad really comes alive on the offensive side. Sometimes, like we talked about coming into this game, we do see them be a bit of a two-pronged offense, really focusing on just a couple of players. But here, very much not the case, really connecting on all fronts against this Mammoth squad. And this Mammoth squad seems to be stumbling.
Yeah, and this Jumbo's team kind of taking those 2 losses to heart. A bit of a rough weekend there. They wanted to reassert what type of team they are, what type of goals they have as a team for this season, and this is definitely the type of national championship effort that you expect to see from this Jumbo's team on a nightly basis.
Physical play inside. Scherer will get called for the illegal screen down low. It'll be Jumbo ball. Still a high press for Amherst. They're just trying to play not so much ball denial, but put on pressure, make sure the Jumbos can't comfortably get into their offense coming down the floor. Maracas, though, he's pretty level-headed. He'll know what to do in this situation.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect way of describing Maracas. He never really gets too angry, too excited, maintains his composure. That's part of what makes his game so special.
I will say impressive for the Jumbos right now. The Jumbos are shooting the same from the field that they are from outside the arc, shooting 57% for both. An impressive testament to this squad's offense.
Inside to Bernstein, bodying Scherer, dropped the ball, picked it back up, tried the hook shot. Foul called on number 50, Will Scherer. And some animated words to his squad in the huddle there as Bernstein will get 2 from the line.
Yeah, Scherer's saying that when Bernstein kind of loses the ball underneath, guard has to go and try and poke it out. Can't let him maintain possession like that, because when you have such a skilled player with Bernstein who's getting the ball in such a good position, you got to apply pressure, force him to pass it out.
Bernstein, a 54.5% free throw shooter, got the first one to go there. One more coming here.
Jumbo's leading by 25 with 2:04 to go. Looking to bounce back in NESCAC play after a disappointing weekend on the Connecticut circuit.
And just to point out, our cameraman Jared Cohen said that the margin would be 25. He predicted 70 to 45 for the final score, though we didn't mention that in the open. Chin tries one inside, gets the fall.
We'll say a little surprising out of Bernstein tonight. He has the best field goal percentage in the NESCAC, and yet his point total tonight sits at 2, the last 2 that you just saw. Perhaps looking to come alive later in this matchup. Not a huge problem for the Jumbos. They are up 24, but
you don't need to go inside when you're shooting it so well from the outside.
Speaking of shooting it well, Sidney Woon getting to his spot at the free throw line and knocking down a little J. Chin now, Jumbos drop back into that 3-2 zone that was pretty menacing early. Mitchell in the corner gets underneath Scherer. Good rotation by Bernstein. He'll contest it. Scherer couldn't get it to fall. Back comes Maracas.
admittedly a little unlucky for the senior from Maryland. Just a couple of shots not really falling, even though he seemed to have the ability to get him up.
Jamesi, what a great move, extending his arm on the outside with the right and just finishing even outside the outstretched arm of Will Scherer, who's 6'10". No easy feat for Scott Jamesi, and that's a pretty finish.
Yeah, an incredibly tough finish for Jamesi there, fighting through two defenders with a lot of contact. I think a foul definitely could have been called there. As he comes up with the steal, and they'll run the fast break.
3-on-2, back to Jamesi inside. Mitchell made a business decision as Jamesi a little finger roll. Jumbos extend the lead to 30. We got 35 seconds left in this one.
Absolutely gross offense from Scott Giamessi there. Finger roll, making it look easy. Scherer tries to do the same, can't get that one to go in.
Jamesi up to 11, up to 13 points. Second only to James Maracas, who's got 14. Will Scherer will go to the line.
63% free throw shooter on the year. You always want to send the big to the line, if anyone. Not a horrible foul from Bernstein there.
Will Scherer had a monster game in the win last time out. 15 points, 19 rebounds on 5 of 11. in only 30 minutes. He was the engine for that team. For Amherst, who picked up a big win, they're second in the NESCAC. They're trying to stay in the hunt here for the NESCAC playoffs in a couple weeks. Second one won't go, and here comes Maracas. Jumbo's holding for the last shot, surely.
Shot clock turned off. Maracas as calm as always. Look to get the Jumbos into their sets at about 10 seconds.
Dylan Riley fires.
Riley off the front iron. It bounced around off Gettings and then off of Scherer. It'll stay jumbo ball. 2 seconds left. Plenty of time to get one more shot up for Tufts.
I look for a little slip action. They're going to try and fake to go for a 3, and I bet Truman Gettings will roll under the hoop unnoticed. That's my call.
Wouldn't be a bad call, Harrison. We saw Giovanni Tam, the Italian, coming back in for Amherst, and it's Medley here to throw it up to Maracas. 1 second left. He got it. Jumbos go up 32 as we go into halftime. We'll take a break. And welcome back in, everybody. Well, for the Jumbos, it was about an ideal first half. For the Mammoths, it was a first half so bad that some fans in the restroom at halftime were calling for a mercy rule. So, you know, this Jumbo's team that caught fire from outside, 53% from outside the arc, 61% overall. They've been dominant so far. Harrison, if you're Amherst, what can you possibly do to get back into this one?
Well, you got to deny the 3 ball so far. I don't know what that looks like, but Tufts has been lights out from the 3-point line, and I honestly think not much of that is to the fault of the Mammoths. Tufts has just played a really good game today. They've had 3-point shooting from upwards of 4 players, and it's hard to stop that when you have that, and also the interior presence that Scott Messi is.
Most definitely, Harrison. Tufts came out here on Friday night, and they're playing well. They're playing fast. Nick, this Tufts team had a very good first half. How can they keep it going in the second half?
Well, I mean, right now this Tufts team is shooting 61% from the field, 53 from behind the 3-point line. The answer is don't fix what ain't broke. Here, make the shots, play simple, play on the fundamentals, and capitalize on Amherst being either a little slower in transition or Amherst making mistakes. On the Amherst side, they're going to keep wanting to capitalize and just find the offensive momentum. We saw it a little bit at the end of the first half there, and that's going to be really critical if they want to stay in this game at all or impress the fans that came from Amherst, Massachusetts. Here, right now, they're down 32. Harrison, any suggestions for this Amherst squad?
Don't fix what ain't broke? Do you mean if it ain't broke, don't fix it?
Well, most viewers maybe for the "They broke, don't fix it."
That's
Nick
the
Dorr
same
putting a new spin
saying.
on it here tonight. We've got second half action here in Cousins. It'll be Maracas going against Gerard. Bernstein controls it up top. Nice pass inside by Medley, and a nice left-handed finish to match it. Scott Messi picks up 2 more.
Medley hits the goggles celebration there because he's got 20/20 vision with that pass.
Well said, Harrison. Let's see what Gerard has to answer.
A good example of the Jumbos having good points distribution in this lineup right now. Every player on the floor for the Jumbos has points this matchup. Only 2 for the Amherst Mammoths have points. Can't add any there as well for the Mammoths as Maracas now brings it back down to Bernstein.
Riley coming off a dribble handoff, and it seems like Bernstein got a little bit caught up there. He'll get called for the illegal screen.
Yeah, that was a problem for him in the Wesleyan game as well. He had 2 offensive fouls called, which ended up being big down the stretch. I've noted that a couple times, but I'm sure Bernstein knows what he needs to work on offensively because there's not much other than those fouls.
Here defensively, he's got a matchup with Will Scherer. No foul call. It seemed like a lot of contest there. Scherer gave a little shove to Medley, but here's Maracas off the back iron.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like that was some unforced contact from Scherer there. And that was definitely a foul.
This game getting real physical inside. Will Scherer forcing the issue, definitely. That time it was Riker Vance going up with it. He'll go to the line for 2. Vance, a 71% free throw shooter. Last year started 16 and averaged 8.2 points.
Tufts leading by 34. A minute and a half here into second half play. Just 2 games left in NESCAC play for the Jumbos. They'll take on Hamilton tomorrow, and then senior night next weekend here in Cousins against Bates.
Yeah, on the side for this Mammoths, they'll play against Tufts. They have 3 more after this, playing Connecticut College, then playing Middlebury, and then taking on the Eafs of Williams College.
Eafs, not Fs, as I learned recently.
You did learn. That is good.
Medley puts it in from about 5 feet, and Gerard will take it back. Summers swings over to Hammond, now Vance. Vance wanted it back. Scherer calling something.
Interesting job that the Eafs do there, having the Mammoths do there, having Scherer call the sets out from the top of the key. You don't really see that from a lot of teams as Bernstein goes to work underneath. Kind of a unique look where he decides in the moment what set to run instead of the point guard. But Tufts has done a really good job guarding it.
Yeah, it was interesting there as well. He was basically unmarked and just obviously chose not to shoot.
I don't think he really has the 3-point three-pointer in his bag. Bernstein not even barely leaving the restricted area when he goes out to the perimeter.
That was really clever from Hammond there. Gets around two different defenders as a few different Amherst fans take their shirts off. Chris written on their chests across the five of them. Clearly hyped up that he's having a bit of a game.
And maybe Will Scherer taking some inspiration from that. He'll swing it to Summers, who got blocked, but it was foul. He'll go to the line for two. Bobby Summers, a 66% free throw shooter. He's playing 36 minutes a game over the last 4 and had 20 off the bench at Colby last weekend. Playing pretty well for the Mammoths, all they need it here down the stretch. So far, he's got 0 points.
I'd imagine those are some hometown friends over there.
Well, I mean, I will say in a lot of the NESCAC matchups, a lot of the teams driving, maybe not counting Trinity, driving to Medford here is a bit of a trek, but not for the Mammoths. You know, they can come to the game, they might as well.
Yeah, they showed up in good numbers today, especially for on a cold night like this, making the hike from Amherst over here. No small feat, but the Mammoths fans are here in good numbers.
Not only
called.
John Medley up top. A little bit distracted by the shirtless Amherst fans. Bernstein not distracted. He's rolling to the inside, but couldn't get it to go.
Bernstein with the great poke away there. He's played really good defense on Scherer all
Nice
day.
find inside, and Maracas with the right hand.
Gettings will come to the scorer's table. 16 to go, same with Kennelly. Bernstein, another block, but a foul is called. Scherer is fired up. He's kind of been all over the place this second half, throwing shoulders. He just did to Bernstein.
Yeah,
Bernstein's
Bernstein
teammates
quick
did a good job of kind of holding him back, but you saw him throw an elbow into Medley as well. He's definitely a little bit unhappy. Kind of acting a little bit recklessly and dangerously as well. That's Bernstein's third foul, so once again in a little bit of foul trouble. Definitely something that he's going to want to work on down the stretch.
Bernstein will take a seat for Gettings after having a little chat with the refs. Also checking in is Kennelly for Medley. The Jumbos rotating back in the bench here as they've got a comfortable 34-point lead. The second coming here for Scherer.
And Scherer knows exactly what he's doing. You best believe. His team is down big. He's trying to kind of incite some fight in his own team while also kind of upsetting Jumbos as well. And he's doing a good job of not letting the refs see it.
Well, I also will say, I think maybe strategically he knows that Bernstein seems to be a bit of a better matchup than him, and so trying to see if he can find a different matchup, causing the Jumbos to sub somebody in.
More hand fighting there between Riley and Hammond, who will control it back up top, swings it to Helmka.
Battle between Scherer and Gettings as well happening in the paint.
They'll swing it back outside though, and they'll knock it down. Chris Hammond from outside.
Chris Hammond finds it. His supporters in the stands going absolutely nuts.
Yeah, you see him on your screen, kind of right side of the bleachers. Really loving that three from number 15.
And of course, as we said, if you can't see it in the camera, they do have a purple Chris painted on their chest.
Well, we probably can't show too much for fear of getting taken down. You know, it's a little bit explicit. Maracas looking inside, fading away from about 6 feet. Couldn't get it to go. Gettings tips it back up. Foul called. Riley. Looks like he was going up. He'll shoot two.
Watt and Wooten, the two W's. Tufts roster coming to the scorer's table.
2 W's. Jumbo's looking to take another one tonight.
And on a slightly different note.
Here's your Chris, in case you were wondering.
Yeah. Passionate Division III NESCAC men's basketball fans. You really can't ask for anything more than that.
You know, typically the Jumbo's not the typical Amherst rival. The typical Amherst rival in the NESCAC is the Eafs of Williams College. Their rivalry goes back decades, and every matchup between the Eafs, centuries even, and the matchup between the Mammoths and the Eafs is usually a contested one. Amherst this season did take a loss to them. Will look to bounce back and take another win when they play them in just a few games.
Inside, sure, working on Gettings. Doubled, swings it back out. That's a 3 ball for Mitchell. Couldn't find the bottom. Kennelly running the other way, but Amherst has numbers. He'll slow it down.
I will say Liam Kennelly really does manage to put himself in the right spot. He's super crafty and has been one of those effective players you can really count on as a coach to come in, just be scrappy, be crafty, and get the offensive momentum going.
Scrappy, definitely the word I would use, Nick. A real fire starter as Gettings looks inside, denied by Scherer. He's got a couple blocks, adding one there. Mitchell here up top, guarded closely by Kennelly, who's always looking to get the ball back for his team. Scherer now backing down Gettings, swings it back out. Helmka, another three, won't go.
That was Scherer's third block in this matchup against the Jumbos.
That makes his 44th on the season overall. He'll lead the NESCAC after this one. Wooten, another little mid-range. Off the back iron, rebound controlled by Scherer, gets it back to Mitchell. Here comes Helmka, guarded by Jamesi. Again, Scherer looking to control it from up top. They'll get it inside, but good hands by Watt, foul called.
I don't know how I feel about that call. They're going to say you hooked him around the back to get leverage, but Watt did a really good job of putting himself in a position to make a play on the ball there.
You know, Harrison, what's been such a physical game so far, I'm a little bit surprised by that call too, but the refs maybe tighten it up a little bit here. Vance will get it inside. Nice floater by Vance, going up against the newly checked in Bobby Stewart.
I will say, for those of you that religiously follow D3 basketball, you will know that the women of the Jumbos are also playing the Mammoths right now. That game in Amherst, the score for that one, 43-33 in favor of Amherst.
Every game for the Jumbo women important here down the stretch. They picked up two big ones last weekend. Turnover there by Wooten, coming the other way. Here's Hammond.
Good defense from Kennelly. Looks like, yeah, great defense there. Last touch off Chris Hammond as well. Good job all around. Kind of classic Kennelly play right there.
Yeah, and then good defense there in the paint by Zion.
Here's Wooten controlling it. Back to Kennelly. Gettings up top. Kennelly with a screen from Stewart, now working double screen here. Watt for three, front iron.
He had that shot going in the first half, kind of struggling to find it 8 minutes into the second.
And you gotta think that's the look he was looking for. Here, bursting to the rim is Summers, a little too strong on the finish though. Jumbo's looking to push, Wooten inside, one-on-one, takes the contact, tough fall. We'll hope he's okay. But it was a really strong effort from Wooten there to get inside, you know, at least look for the foul or to look to convert a spectacular layup.
And what made it worse was that he kind of hit the base of the rim or the hoop there, and that kind of jammed his body in. It does seem to be relatively okay. But look, the Jumbos have done an incredibly good job scoring today. 61 points through 28 minutes in Division III basketball. You can't ask for much more than that, especially when you have your opponent almost doubled up. Jumbos have done a really good job from beyond the arc, and they've kind of struggled in the second half.
So how you feeling about your score prediction?
Score prediction? I forget what my score prediction was. What was it?
To remind you, 64-57. The Jumbo is
yeah.
at 61 right now with 12 and a half left to play.
Not an apt score prediction by me. Wooten appears to be okay. He'll go to the line for two.
Wooten, who today I discovered also doubles as a singer. If you search hard enough, you can find him singing the Backstreet Boys' I Want It That Way in a beautiful rendition with his teammate John Medley.
I have
serious?
so many questions.
Oh, I'm serious. Little listening material for you folks at home.
Lucas Schmid, the freshman, getting some early playing time here. Usually runs with the third unit, a freshman from Toronto, Canada. Doesn't get too much playing time, meaningful game. I mean, I wonder if this is Linton saying, you know, I'm going to rest up my starters and my second unit guys for tomorrow.
And especially you want to get
I'm feeling like we have this game in the bag.
Especially wanting to get his freshmen into action here as much as possible.
Schmid, an all-sport athlete, played 4 different sports in high school, lettered in all of them. Also played on a top 20 soccer team in the country in Canada. before coming to play basketball for the Jumbos.
Here's Helmka. Was looking for Summers on the roll. Finds him. Guarded well by Schmid. Schmid tips it away.
Kennelly is going to go up ahead and finish. Jumbo's once again doing a really good job of getting out in transition as the Amherst is going to take another timeout.
Nice finish there by Liam Kennelly. Lucas Schmid picking up his 4th steal on the season. And guys, just as we look to the bigger picture here for the Jumbos, especially, it's all about, they're trying to be a championship team here this season, but also it's important to get everybody minutes, to get everybody acclimated, especially young players like Schmid. So it makes sense that they have those rotations. Also, looking forward to a big one tomorrow with Hamilton. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that.
Well, yeah, it's super important to get the freshman minutes and the younger players minutes, not only just to expose them to basketball, expose them to a faster, more physical basketball, but also more importantly in the games where depth is really going to start to matter in those late NESCAC tournament games, and of course in that NCAA run that this team hopes to make pretty deep. Playing games every week, 2 games a week, 3 games a week, can get pretty taxing on players, and so having the depth to be able to back up and rely on can be super critical to a team's success. If they're just starting with their first line and then the drop off to their second or the drop off to their third is pretty steep, it could be a team struggle later in the season. Clearly, head coach Brennan trying to stop that from happening. Harrison, any thoughts?
No, I think it's going to be interesting down the stretch to see what Linton does with the freshmen. An interesting opportunity here to get some of the future, the Tufts basketball, some extended burnage. Schmidt is going to run out with some first unit guys. Kind of speaks a lot to the trust that Coach Linton has in this freshman. Hasn't really seen too much playing time, but maybe that's something that'll change down the stretch.
On the other side, it'll be Chin controlling it, hands it off. Mitchell swings it to the other side. That's Martin. Martin controlling it back on the wing, guarded by Jamesi, who's back in here.
Sears has definitely made a couple of lineup changes in the last half, but not a ton.
Martin slips it inside to Vance. Oh, denied by Schmid.
Wow.
In what I believe is his first block of his collegiate career. Now we'll look to add some points, but travel called.
It was
a little
too good to be
overzealous.
true. An incredible block, though. I mean, he's probably, 3-4 inches shorter than number 23, and he was still able to get up there, get all ball as well.
Yeah, able to deny Vance. A really strong play by Lucas Schmid. And honestly, I don't blame him. Getting a little excited, moving his feet a little bit too much there. It's not often that you get a block and as a player of his size and to want to convert it on the other end.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Vance has 6 inches on him, so impressive there from Schmid.
Foul called Kennelly again with his hands a little too much.
He didn't like that call at all. Not much contact there, especially because the refs have been allowing these guys to be physical all game.
Chin back up top. Jumbo's back in the 3-2. Watt fakes the pressure.
Chin picked up his dribble there. Cardinal sin of basketball.
Wide open look for Summers. He cans it. Namus looking to climb back inside 30 here. The lead now 31 for the Jumbos.
Bobby Summers, his 16th of the season from outside the arc. I will say he does tend to excel in the defensive side. He's 9th in rebounds in the NESCAC, has 91 defensive rebounds this season. Bobby Summers, an effective player on the defensive side for the Mammoths against every team, usually except for this Jumbos. The Jumbos have 33 on him right now.
Sweet pass from Bobby Stewart there. That's kind of what he does best, passing big. Really unique role. Doesn't see too much playing time, but you best believe when he gets the ball, he's really not looking to score. He's looking to pass. Does it again there. 2 consecutive possessions with sweet passes from Bobby Stewart.
Bobby Stewart, back-to-back assists. And, I'm keeping my eye personally on the battle of the Bobbies here. We got Bobby Summers on one end, Bobby Stewart on the other. Both making an impact here. Bobby Stewart, those are some beautiful passes.
Lucas Schmid did a really good job, put himself in the right spot. Amherst 3, almost.
That one won't go for Mitchell. Vance fought for it underneath. There'll be a foul on the floor called on Jamesi. Amherst will look to get something going from under the basket here. Checking back in will be Gerard. Taking a seat will be Mitchell. Excuse me, that was a shooting foul, they called it. Vance will take 2 from the line.
Yeah, I have to say, I was mistaken. I thought Coach Lipton would kind of start going to the freshman here. He's going to go back to his first unit here. Schmid did get some extended playing time there, so even with Stewart, good to kind of see some of the guys who get a little less burn getting some playing time down the stretch. I'd imagine that we'll see the third unit at about like maybe the 4 or 5 minute mark.
Michael Berluti watch in full effect here inside Cousins. For now, though, it's the Jumbos starting 5 on the court.
Michael Berluti and Jackson Patton, although we'll have to see. If they do get in, it'll definitely be under 90 seconds left on the game clock.
Vance hits them both. And Amherst looking to put the pressure back on here. Gerard guarding Maracas tightly, as is Chin on Medley. They'll swing it to half court with Dylan Riley.
9:17 left in the second half. Score 69-36 in favor of the Jumbos. None of us were close on score predictions tonight.
Wow, that's a really tough floater from Scott Giamessi there. Not much control. I mean, not doing it with 2 hands, just one, while fading away from the hoop is a really difficult shot.
Giamessi's such a strong player, but with such a good touch on the inside. We saw it there as Martin tries to fight inside. Another foul called on Giamessi. He's picked up calls on back-to-back plays. That'll be Martin heading to the line for 2. He's only shot 16 free throws this season. He's knocked down 12. That's good for 75%.
That's Giamessi's second foul of this game. Giamessi has 2, Bernstein has 3, Medley has 1, and of course James Maracas has 1 as well. Only player on the court that doesn't have any, Dylan Riley. And then a couple of the Mammoths.
Freshman Robbie Namwaya coming in for Tufts here. As
I think what Linton's trying to do here is get some of the freshmen some extended playing time, but with the first unit, instead of just as a group of 5, which he usually does, which is kind of an interesting approach. Get them to see what some high-level action really looks like instead of with the second and third units.
high-level look there for Maracas, but just couldn't get it to go. A little turnaround, Jay. Amherst will have it. And here comes Chin.
Yeah, I'd imagine we'll see Isaac Friedman and Evan Reeves down the line. They'll get their turn, as did Schmid.
Schmid made an impressive appearance.
A nice tip there by Medley. He knocked it out of the hands of Gerard, who will get it underneath. Amherst retains possession.
Amherst has kind of found their footing scoring-wise a little bit down the stretch. Definitely, they've already doubled up what they put up in the first half. They have 21 points scored with 8 minutes to go. They scored just 19 in the first half. Really good job of Jumbo's defense. Bad pass from Medley there.
Summers looking inside. It was a good job to get back by Medley, but Summers was able to find the bottom.
Yeah, beating out this Jumbo squad in transition is no easy feat. Impressive from the Mammoths there to get that one to go.
Namwaya will swing it to Medley. He goes baseline, blocked off by Chin. Tough pressure by Chin. He'll get it back to Namwaya. Dribble handoff back to Medley. Up top is Maracas. Maracas, tough screen from Bernstein. Wide open. Can't get it to go. Namwaya. Great rebound underneath. Back out Medley. He wants to shoot it. He wants to hit it. 3-ball John Medley. Going right back at Medley is Gerard, but Josh Bernstein with other ideas knocks it out. Another block for Bernstein, asserting himself inside.
Change for the Mammoths as Bobby Summers comes out, and in comes CJ Mitchell.
Haven't seen too much of the guard tandem of Mitchell and Gerard that started this game. They're back in here, though. As Scherer looks for it. Good defense again by Bernstein, but Scherer able to track down his own rebound. Inside goes Martin. Just couldn't get the touch, but Scherer could.
That's a good board there from Scherer, an offensive rebound to keep that ball up in front of the hoop and get it to fall.
Maracas being pressed tough by Gerard. Namwaya gives him some help. Rack is able to get it out of the backcourt. And what, a screen from Medley on the other side. They're looking to get it to him inside. But now it's Riley on the other side. Rack is taking the contact, spinning, trying to get it to Bernstein underneath. Now he's going to shoot it.
Oh.
And he's going to knock it down. Maracas making it work.
He's had a couple of those kind of broken plays where he just gets into the mid-range and finds the spot and fades away and cashes in. Like I said, partner Isaac Friedman coming to the scorer's table now. I'm sure he'll replace Robin Wanyama, and then we'll see Evan Reeves as well. My mistake, Friedman, I think he's going to replace. Looks like Maracas and Medley are going to go to this bench. I imagine their days are done. I'm sure Bernstein and Riley will check out soon as well.
Two freshmen in, and Friedman and Namwaya, along with Kennelly, Riley, and Bernstein, kind of a half-and-half type of lineup there.
I think you can be confident as head coach Linton that this game's not going anywhere. Get players time.
Friedman got a decent look, but just couldn't knock it down. Missed everything in the end.
Will Schur sits for the Mammoths. I'd imagine his day will be done as well. Kind of a hard-fought battle for him underneath. Tough matchup with Josh Bernstein, one of the best centers in the NESCAC. And Bernstein ultimately got the best of him today.
Theo Liu in for Dylan Riley.
And on the Mammoth side, it's Johnny McCain, the sophomore who shot only threes this season, 15 of 30 from the field, 15 of 30 from three, as well as Giovanni Tam out of Italy. He did play high school basketball at Cushing Academy here in the States.
Evan Reeves to the scorer's table. I'm sure that I wonder if we'll see Lucas Schmid check back in as Bernstein will sit. Jackson Patton and Michael Berluti, the two jumbos who are yet to check in. As Nwanyama's pass goes awry.
Chin controlling it up top. Now going inside, breezed by everybody and got the finish. The Jumbo's defense a little bit discombobulated, couldn't exactly figure out who they were supposed to guard there, and Chin took advantage, easy two.
That was a great finish from him. Get up, take advantage of the chaos, and put that bucket in.
Theo Liu finishes it. Only averaging 0.3 points a game, but there's two for you right there.
That lead hovering for the Jumbos around 32. Obviously the Mammoths, I'd assume, trying to keep it under 30 at this point if they can.
Yeah, there goes Schmid back to the scorer's table.
As Martin will get an open look, but can't finish it. Now Kennelly pushing it the other way. Fumbled the ball a little bit. Liu thought about it, heat check, didn't put it up. Reeves, tough finish inside. Another timeout called. Evan Reeves showing his muscles.
Not gonna call.
Excuse me, not a timeout. Whistle was blown.
A little bit, not exactly sure what happened there, to be honest. I think may have been a miscommunication between Linton and the refs. Would be surprised to see him calling a timeout up 30 with 4 minutes to go in the second half.
Yeah, you don't see fighting too much between the coaches, but that might start one. That's not really known as great sportsmanship. Here's Tam inside, working on Reeves. Gave a little shoulder fake. Reeves grabbed a little too much.
A little handsy there. Kind of lost his positioning after a good spin. Used his hands instead of giving up the free two.
1-and-1 here for Amherst. It'll be Tam to the line.
Jumbos have had, Mammoths have been in the bonus actually for the majority of this half. That's probably the one thing Jumbos haven't done well, the foul situation.
You know, in a game like this, doesn't matter too much, but later in the season, foul trouble certainly something you want to stay out of, as Tam can't knock it down.
Saw it be consequential against Wesleyan, as we've already talked about. Foul trouble, definitely something this Jumbo squad needs to be careful about. We'll say a little bit more of a crowd here in Cousins Gymnasium as we approach the final stretch of this matchup. Friedman finds a bucket there.
Tough fadeaway there, baseline. Bench loves it. Always love to see the freshman get going. It'll be interesting to see if we see Patton and Berluti maybe in the last minute or two.
Would be great to see Berluti shoot and score. I know football
Yeah.
players are here.
Just a couple. They've kind of filed out so far.
They would love to see their starting quarterback score points for the Jumbos on a different squad.
All region quarterback. mind
True.
you.
Arguably one of the best in the NESCAC, if not the best offensively from a yardage point of view. Berluti is super prolific on the pass and on the run.
Certainly a Jumbo's legend. Plays alongside Truman Gettings, who played tight end for the Jumbos a little bit. Had one catch in his career as a junior against Wesleyan. Also made one tackle, I believe, on special teams.
The beauty of D3 sports as Berluti and Patton go to the scorer's table.
3 minutes left in this matchup.
I'm going to get some extended playing time here.
In comes Michael Berluti.
Maybe the loudest cheer we've heard all night as the Jumbo's quarterback enters here alongside Jackson Patton. Even our co-commentator Nick Dorr giving him his praise as he checks in.
I swear I don't have a favorite player.
Yeah. Schmidt and Nwanyama sit there as Patton will run the sets for the Vos.
Johnny McCain sinking a 3 there.
Johnny McCain now over 50% from 3 on the season. That was his 16th, and he shot 31 overall. Patton looking to Reeves at first. Now will swing it to Berluti. Berluti looking to drive, getting inside.
Oh.
Nice ball to Reeves on the finish.
A great ball from Michael Berluti there to find Evan Reeves.
Well, that's what he does. He's a passer.
Not surprised. Maybe a little bit of a screen
Stole
pass
the
there, a
words
shovel.
out of my mouth,
Yeah, screen
Harrison.
pass, yeah.
Inside to Tim, working on Reeves. Tough
Bravo.
shoulder. Got the finish inside, and some happy fans there for Giovanni Tim.
Theo Liu now with the ball. 2 minutes left in this Jumbo's Mammoth matchup.
Jumbos will probably get maybe 1 or 2 more possessions where they can really try score, run their sets without being unsportsmanlike. So be interesting to see if they get Berluti or Patton in action here.
Berluti taking it in for the Jumbos to Patton.
Reeves back inside. He's got a lot of action so far and got fouled over the line for 2.
The bench wanted that one. They wanted him to get up. He's a high flyer. Earlier in the season, had a windmill dunk towards the end of the game. That kind of caught the attention of this Tufts team and fan base. He can definitely get up there with the best of them.
Evan Reeves, 3 for 7 on the season from the line. Make that 4 for 8. He knocks down the first. Jumbo's 85 points here tonight.
85 points, no small feat in Division III basketball, especially 40-minute games. The Bows have scored at a high clip today.
Reeves hits them both. Giroux will come back the other way.
Reeves also a dual sport athlete, not for the Jumbos, but played track and field in high school and now plays collegiate basketball, as we're clearly seeing. 6'9" from Connecticut. Reeves proving his height there, getting a good board.
Liu swings it over. That one's too strong. Patton fighting for it. He got it. And looking to reset to Berluti. Reeves up top.
The bench wants Berluti to shoot it.
The
As
bench,
do
I think
I,
everybody else in this stand. Theo Liu takes a shot, doesn't go in, finds metal.
They're going to get 1 more possession to shoot it without being unsportsmanlike, assuming no offensive rebounds.
So Tam again, who's got a lot of work against Reeves so far, swings it out. 3 ball to their shooter. McCain can't knock it down.
This is it.
Patton,
right here.
can they find Michael Berluti?
Or Jackson Patton. You'd love
Either
to
would
see either
work.
of those guys get.
Jackson
There it is.
Patton.
Tries it.
Yeah!
He runs down.
Love to see that. Bench absolutely loves it. The senior number 15 glue guy. Whole team loves him. Leader in the locker room.
Jackson Patton, his first field goal on the season, had 1 point before this, 1 free throw.
Great to see that.
35 left on the clock.
Tam inside again, couldn't get it to go, and Jumbo's now looking to dribble this one out. Shot clock and game clock about 1 second off, but they'll try to use up as much of it as they can. Patton controls it up top.
It'll be interesting to see if they go to a set here or just we'll take the shot clock violation.
Berluti shifts.
Looks like it's going to be Berluti.
Berluti tries it from mid-range. He
Yeah!
knocked it down! Michael Berluti! That's a tough shot.
The bench loves it. Picture perfect ending to an amazing game for the Jumbos.
Berluti, a stellar shot there.
Giroux was trying to get it going the
Finds
other way.
it.
It'll be a hero's exit for the Jumbos quarterback, who hasn't seen many of those this season. Had scored before this one, but there to get one on the home parquet. Real nice. Ice and veins yelled out down below, and I can't say I disagree. Michael Berluti making an impact late. Tam will look for something inside. Another miss. Great defense by Reese. He played him strong. As the Jumbos will lock up a nice victory here. 39-point win. Dominant on their home court as they get back on track after a tough game.
Yeah, Jumbos had everything going right from the start today. Really nice bounce back after 2 tough losses in Connecticut last weekend. Got the 3-ball going, got out in transition early. Mammoth really never stood a chance. Jumbos jumped out to a 10-point lead within the first 5 minutes and really never looked back.
And for the Mammoths, it'll be back to the drawing board, 2-5 now in the NESCAC. They've got one against Conn College coming up tomorrow, and they'll have to focus back towards that. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be back with the post-game interview in a few minutes.
Welcome back into JumboCast. My name is Harrison. I'm joined here with sophomore forward Zion Watt. Zion, rough weekend for you guys last weekend in Connecticut. Kind of played Wesleyan tough all game and then kind of stubbed your toe against Trinity. What was the mindset coming into the big NESCAC game today against a tough Amherst team?
Yeah, definitely. We wanted to bounce back for sure. We talked about it all week, just sharing with each other, playing the right way, and we're one of the best teams in the country. So when we do that, this is the outcome. So yeah, we're happy with how we played.
Yeah, and you were able to get the three ball going early. Two threes made in the first half to help extend that Jumbo lead, and you guys kind of never looked back. What was it like kind of getting the three going off the bench?
Yeah, man, we talk about it all week, again, just shooting with confidence, playing to our strengths. That's what I do when I get in the game, just try to shoot as much as possible, play within the offense, and the guys share it well, so I'm able to get open looks.
Yeah, and a bit of a unique question here to round it out. What does it mean for the bench to see Jackson Patton and Michael Berluti get the scoring going? I can tell that they're kind of some glue guys for the team, and you guys really love seeing them.
It's phenomenal. They work hard every day in practice, so it's great to see them get buckets, especially good, tough buckets like they had today. So it's great to see.
Zion, thank you so much.
Appreciate you, Harrison.
Final score, Jumbos win by 39. Stay with us here on JumboCast Network because tomorrow we'll be back for men's basketball versus Hamilton. Thank you very much.